John, would you like to tell us about your farm or whatever property you have, acreage, and what
Okay.
kind of trees you're looking for?
Okay, just hang on a minute. This is a winter scene of the Union Canal that passes through our 33 acres of land. It's actually in my wife's family's name. They've owned the property since the 40s. And it does, the picture you're looking at is looking west towards the Manana Conservancy property. And the canal does continue onto their property and then onward to Hummelstown and eventually to Middletown.
Is
So-
that Swatara Creek there, or is that a remnant of the canal in the picture?
Well, I guess the picture's reversed on the screen there. So actually this is the towpath and this is the canal basin. And then over here is the Swati.
All right, so what we're seeing in the water there, that's actually a remnant of the canal.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. They took a pretty big beating 2011 with Tropical Storm Lee that hit right after
So did we.
Irene. And their house, which sits across from this property on a small hill, was actually flooded as it was back in 72 with Agnes. But I was very interested in hearing Bethany's description of the tree partnership she has with Keystone. And you know, we're really suffering on bank erosion on the property. Just east of our land is where the Spring Creek runs through the town of Hershey and past the Giant Center. And with all the construction of the Giant Center and the Hershey Park expansions, we've seen just tremendous influx of stormwater, even in a small 3-inch rain storm. So the area that we're involved with here is taking it pretty hot and heavy these days. And we're just hoping to reach out and see if there's some people that can help us with bank stabilization. And of course, my other interest is in preserving the canal too.
Yeah, there's a lot of runoff from all that macadam that they put in there.
Yeah. Yeah,
John,
for
can
sure.
you tell us, do you work the farm full-time or do you have another job as well?
It actually is a wetland, unsuitable for farming. It's
Okay.
mostly populated with native deciduous species, sycamore, hickory, black walnut, hackberry. I mean, it just goes on. And I have had Andy Brout from Dauphin County come in and do a look through, and also a Dan Mummert, who is a game warden for Dauphin County, and he also just recently did a survey and with the wildlife habitats there on the property. So they're both very impressed with the land. In fact, it's been untouched for so many years. What was the family picked it up in the 40s, and
Have you preserved it?
and it's just nothing's been done to it. I mean, it's basically the canal bed is intact, the towpath is in total, you know, as it was used in the day, and it's so preserved. It seems worthwhile for us to do improvements that we can turn it over to the next generation in a
And
better state.
Is there any plan to like donate it to the Manana Conservancy, the easement or anything?
Well, Cindy's older sister, actually, her name is on the deed of the 33 or 35 acres, and it's in 3 tracts. And she would like to keep it in the family, but I think at some point an easement may be in their future.
Yeah, it could be in the family and have the easement. That way, if it does get sold by future generations, that will be preserved more or
Yeah.
less.
And really what it would take would be, Cindy's sister is 82 years old, retired registered nurse from the Hershey Med Center. She was I think the second group of nurses hired. She came in from the Lebanon VA. She worked there. and then went to Hershey since they lived only a mile away from her work there. So she's, you know, very protective of the land because of over the years, there's been a lot of having to go to court to preserve their property rights there. So she knows that the family has gone through a lot of legal issues to preserve the land, and she's somewhat defensive of giving that right up now. So I think if someone educated in easements and that type of thing could sit with her and some of the other family members, I think that would go a long way to improve relationships and possibly change her mind in the future.
And your background, I'm sorry. Your
I took a degree in Orn Hort at Del Val back in
what?
70. I took a ornamental horticulture degree in from Delaware Valley College, Science and Agriculture. It's now Delaware University, Delaware Valley University, and have been in landscape design, landscape maintenance, and then got involved in manufacturing of ornamental products and also organic products. So I'm currently retired. I'm doing some consulting work for an organic farmer in the Litz area.
Wonderful.
And we're developing soils for hemp growers and cannabis growers and organic certified organic greenhouse operations. So we're having some fun in retirement here.
Okay. Well, that's great. I just was curious. Now, you're not a master watershed steward, are you?
No, I've been busy.
I just thought I'd ask. I mean,
yeah, no,
I mean,
some of this sounds pretty interesting. I mean, I work very closely with the Master Gardener program that was based out of Dauphin County and was involved in the yearly flower trials held at Landisville, which the Lebanon County Master Gardeners were very active in that group. And our company, the company I work for, actually donated the soilless media for the trials because it was all done in containers rather than in ground trials.
Well, that's good to know your background. So if, I ask for a couple of reasons. One, I'm curious, but two, that you understand how to maintain the trees if we help plant them. And yes, you do. Okay.
Right,
so Bethany, and you, do you have a date that you're kind of targeting for this property?
A date to do what with what property?
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, we don't have anything set up. We had just talked about some things, but he's been John's been talking to the Dauphin Conservation District and stuff, right? As far as
right.
figuring out a plan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting there. It's a slow process getting people to the property during COVID. It has been taking some time to get everybody there and try to sort all the information out. And I got a notebook now that's starting to get wider. But I think the thing that I would love to do is share the property, even though before we go to an easement, if that's the direction the family decides to go eventually, I'd like to still share some of the property with groups that would really appreciate what nature can do without the interference of man.
Okay.
So
would you be interested in hosting a cleanup around there?
Yeah, we've got model flora roses everywhere.
Yeah.
And I understand from the last survey done, we have stilt grass and malminate weed there too, which I've been wanting to do some pre-emergence too, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to.
Were we talking invasives or were we talking garbage?
No, both.
Well, either. Yeah. I mean, I was talking more garbage, but I mean,
they're actually, they're defined as, they're invasives, and they just kind of, we have Japanese barberry. We've got a lot of invasives there, but like I said, the property hasn't been touched, and there's a fairly decent population of deer, turkey, red fox, and waterfowl. I mean, it's quite an arboretum of animals. So
Well,
it's something that I feel like there's so many areas that could be dealt with on this property that I'm getting pulled in too many directions here.
yeah, I understand. Well, thank you very much. Very exciting. Bethany, do you have everything you need, or is there something else we need to do on this topic?
No, no, there isn't. I'll be in touch with John about a few things I have in mind, but not right now. I think we're all right.
All right, thank you.
We're still on the agenda, we're still on Swatara Watershed Park. I just wanted to say that I had been planning to get out there in February to cut down some of the trees that Tom had marked, the dead
There's
trees.
one left, right, Bethany?
Only one left. Mike and I went in and took out most of them around the launch circle. There's one more left that we actually are planning on either the 8th, this Monday, or the following Monday to take care of the last one now that the snow's receded.
If you're going out there would you send me an email ahead of time? Because I'd be happy to come out and help. I
Sure.
was going to say that in February, I was planning to go out to do some of that, but there was just so much snow in February, I decided to wait till March. But I thought it ought to be done before we have all the people walking around at the day of caring. We don't want to be bringing down trees if there's a lot of people walking around the area.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We have, so Mike wasn't quite sure. I just texted about him to him yesterday about either, like you said, either the 8th or the 15th. We're not quite sure yet, but we're going to do that. And then we're also going to mark out where we want the trees to go for when we plant. I have flags to put in for that. So
If you send me an email a day or two ahead of time, I would be happy to come out and offer what help I can.
all right. That
Wonderful.
sounds good.
Thank you, everyone, for that input. Then the other thing is, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't a hidden thing, but DEP had contacted us about a missed nitrate-nitrite sampling back in April and May of 2020 before we opened the park. And Tom wrote a very nice letter that with the pandemic, we didn't even know if we were going to be able to open the park, but he did all the other sampling the rest of the year. And they said, fine, just pick up where you left off and start fresh this year. And Bethany's willing to take that sample. And so when Tom's out there at the beginning of April, maybe we could get him to also give you that direction so you know what's done, unless you've talked to him already, Bethany.
No, I haven't.
Okay. So if we can get Tom out there, we can maybe do two things that day. On the water trail, I got to tell you, campers are already asking about their sites and wanting to reserve them. And, can I move to this and can I have that site and that sort of thing. So I did not get back to them on who gets what site, but I'm working on that. I did post the new application to our website. So if you have anyone interested, they can go on swatarawatershed.org and look up our available campsites. The sand siding trailhead drawings were shared with Union Township. And I have to tell you that we got an email from the park ranger, and she got the sign in for the signage there that she thinks will help people know that this is the last exit before the dam downstream. So they're looking at, I don't think Jack's audio is connected. I just saw that, but I can't help him out with that. Anyhow, I've been communicating with her. She's great to talk with, and I think that will soon get installed. And I know, Bethany, we didn't get any further with the improvements on the grants for the accesses, but you have this tree project. So I didn't push Mr. Emmerich at this point, but I'm keeping it on my to-do list so that we can get to it. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Yeah, I just see how much time and energy you're putting in there. And the one lady said, yeah, I know we left some garbage and I will pay the $50. So I'm trying to get people to clean up. And so if I charge them in the beginning of the season, if they didn't last year, and like Bethany said, with the snow, I couldn't walk the bank, but I want to go see who has garbage left in their fire pit that they didn't clean it out, because that stuff could float away into the creek if there's high water.
there's a lot of stuff all over the place. I mean, we picked some up, earlier when we were out there, and we just still didn't get we got the picnic tables that had floated away out of the woods, but we didn't get them back to their spots yet either. We can do that this next Monday or whatever when we're there, if we can figure out where they go.
Okay.
The other, I mean, I don't know if we want to make a note as far as tiki torches and stuff too, because everybody likes to leave them, and then we found at least 10 of them, I think, and then the fuel cans, and if they leave the fuel in the fuel cans, then that's going into the creek and everything else. So
Oh,
All right. Well, if I can determine who left garbage, I will make sure that they pay the extra $50, because it's not fair. We have to dispose of it. We have to, recruit people, if not pick it up ourselves. So we got to get them to be more conscientious. I mean, they think it's, oh, I'll just leave it for next camping season, but it causes problems if there's flooding. You also, Bethany said about claiming our Google map, and I've tried, but I couldn't download the app. So they said they sent me an alternative where I could, show them if we don't have an office, they wanted to see my office. So I showed my car and my garage. I don't know if they accepted it or not. I haven't heard anything. So I had to follow up on it, but just so you know where I'm at. Weather watchers are being looked for in the northern part of the county. Actually, the post on Facebook was really beneficial. And I've had some people, I think, that probably pursued doing that. So they are looking for weather watchers. And that's the National Weather Service, by the way. Also, our Staples tax exempt status had to be renewed. So I sent that in. Hopefully that will go through. And I'm copying Bethany on things like that, so she gets the feel for those kinds of things that needs done. And also, Bethany's so full of great ideas. She said about doing an online store on our webpage. And we used to have one on the old page, but the company we were with, unfortunately, promised to give us a percentage and never gave us 1 cent. And I know Jack and I bought shirts, and Ben bought shirts for all his employees. And when we had the Sojourn, people bought shirts. We should have got something. I mean, if it was $10, but we got nothing. So I don't really want to go back and use him. And there's a t-shirt place that's set up in the mall. And I walk there and I walk by. So I walked in and said, hey, do you do web pages for this? They said, yes, we can do that. But I didn't want to do anything, again, without board support. And so I'm asking you, is it okay to move forward with setting up a page where you could get t-shirts and hats and that sort of thing?
And is it going to be where where people can go up and then they'll just send them out straight from there? That's what I'm looking at. Is that what?
Or they can pick them up at the mall, either one.
Okay.
So like we could say, pick it up at the mall, or shipping charges are, and then they could choose. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I just don't want something where we have to order quantities ahead of time or anything like that.
No, they would make it as people order it.
Right. Okay. That would work.
All right. And then I'll figure out shipping and all that, or else tell them to pick it up if they don't want to pay for shipping. All right. I'll move ahead with that. The spring cleanup you were looking at, Gravel Hill Road.
Yeah, I kind of backed off of it now because of all the other stuff going on, looking at everything involved with that.
No problem.
But I still want to do something, if I know Mike and I had talked about doing a tire pickup, or trying getting people together in kayaks between Waterworks and Emmerich's, because I know there's a ton of tires through there.
Okay.
And that sort of sometime in the summer, but we're going to have to probably look at conditions, and I might have a quick announcement kind of thing on it, because, we can't have it too shallow. We can't have it too deep for that.
I understand. Well, I can be shore support and drive vehicles or whatever you need done. How's that?
Sounds good.
Oh, and Bethany, you just made me think. We have one kayak for the Watershed Association. That's the only one. I know somebody asked me, can we rent them kayaks? I said, no, but do you have a kayak?
I do.
Is it you're happy with it?
Yeah, I have 3.
Oh, I was going to say, as president, you have the ability to take the kayak that I got donated from Bass Pro.
Okay.
It has the Bass Pro sticker on it. So, if I don't know your storage capability, or
I can keep it. I have plenty of room up here, so
Okay.
if that's
And I mean, I've got maps in the basement. I've got the Mills and Bank Barnes books. I've got the Swatara Watershed Eels books, envisioning an environmental legacy for the Swatara. I've got so much stuff. But again, I didn't know your storage capability, but I just
Yeah.
wrote that to think about. How's that?
yeah. I mean that if you're home, did you have it already?
Yeah, it's just
I was gonna say I can come pick it up today after stopping at there if you want. It's 2 blocks from your house.
today and tomorrow are
You're
my
not gonna be
two
there.
really busy.
Unless you just want to set it out, but that's up to
No,
you.
I can't set it
Okay.
out. It's too much to move by myself.
All right, no
Up
problem
and
then.
down steps and whatever.
We'll figure it out another time.
Okay. Yeah, I have workshops today for the commissioners, and then tonight, I mean, at 1:30, I have, no, that's at 1:30. I have a statewide commissioners meeting at 11:30. I mean, I have
worries.
meetings all day. I'm
All
sorry.
right, we'll figure it. Nope, not a problem.
Okay. Media. Yeah, Lubtown did an article on water supply, and they also had, the Lebanon Daily News had a really neat video where they flew over the entire Susquehanna River. And our return on investment study is being utilized by our departments at the county, and it's very subtle. So they're not saying, well, this is where it came from, but I see it. You can just tell. For example, the COVID recovery plan that the county commissioned with some of our CARES funding from the first round is being utilized. In one of the top 3 goals is outdoor recreation and things of that nature, all the natural stuff we're talking about. I was so excited. I'll have to share that with you. I don't know that they shared it publicly yet, but I have the entire report. When I get it, I'll share it with you so we can read the details. And then the other thing I discovered, because I was supposed to do a program with Power, Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania Environmental Council and Organization of Watersheds and Rivers. Well, they gave me a wrong date and link, and turns out I didn't get in on it, and I got butt out, but that's okay. I did 2 other programs this last week or 2, so it was kind of fun. But anyhow, those outdoor recreation videos, I gave you the links, and I will put it in the final minutes, because they're like 30 seconds, most of them. And they're just great because they show, one is actually at Blue Rock with Stephanie, not Harmon, but the other Stephanie, I can't think of her last name, in her kayak in front of Blue Rock. It was from one of our sojourns. So they had asked me to submit pictures when they were doing these, and you just see water. And then they have a quote in there from the commissioners, but it's just really exciting to see them capitalizing, because they now understand the economic value of maintaining our natural resources, and different departments are starting to incorporate that. And I was so excited and wanted to show that to you. The one other thing before I go to the calendar that I wanted to mention was I got an email from a Nick Creston, and he owns property at our headwaters in Newtown, Newton or Newtown, however you say it. It's Riley Township, Schuylkill County. And it is the Swatara Falls. So it is the falls in Schuylkill County, not the Acreage Falls in Lebanon County. And they are dumping, there's graffiti, they clear cut around it, and there's a closed landfill next door. So he's really concerned about the water quality and the future of the falls. And so I suggested to him that, again, an easement might be in order. And if the property owner would cooperate, that we could get others involved, like conservation districts and things of that nature. And we would, help them, guide them along the way. But I think also the other option is, I don't know the subdivision plans up in Schuylkill County. I know Lebanon County better. But whatever their ordinances say, if they want to donate the land, then it could become kind of a park, because it's already a destination for many hikers. And so I wanted to bring that to the table. And yes, Fred.
John, could you forward me the information from that area of the Swatara Creek in Schuylkill County?
Absolutely.
It sounds to me that might possibly fall under this watershed implementation program that this Kent Himmelreich is in the process of kicking off. I don't know for a fact what they had their initial meeting last evening. As we were sitting here, I got an email back from him about that kickoff meeting, and he said he had details in an attachment.
What is his name?
Kent, K-E-N-T,
Okay.
Himmelreich, Himmelright. He is the watershed coordinator for Berks County Conservation District. And I asked him to keep us in the loop, which, like I said, I just got this email back as we were talking here.
Okay.
And it sounds to me like what you're talking about there, the problems at this part of the upper Swatara Creek,
Yes.
possibly have something, or like they might possibly be able to incorporate something about that in this watershed implementation program that they have this grant for.
Okay, I will put all this in writing because it's right next to a closed landfill as well. So there
Yeah.
could possibly be leachate as well.
Yeah.
He has a lot going on up there.
I just want to bring it to his attention. I'm going to email him back and ask me if he can send this notes from the meeting. It's in a piece, it's in some kind of Microsoft document, which I can't open. Like I said, I always need it in PDF, the universal form. So I'm going to ask him to make me a PDF of it, and then also bring to his attention what you're talking about there.
Okay, I'll get that off to everyone and you can hone in on that. How's that?
Yeah, I originally got on the board as a member from Berks County in regards to the Little Swatara Creek, and I still have a feeling for that, and I think that's how I got on his list to begin with. But I will kind of try to be a liaison between this WIP for the upper Swatara Creek watershed and our,
Great. I will put that down that you're willing. I'll contact Nick again and let him know you're willing to be a liaison for that. That's wonderful. Thanks for volunteering. That's great. Okay, now I don't know. Does anybody know if Jack can hear what's going on? If he never got connected to audio.
It says it's been saying that is connecting, and it's been on the screen ever since he was there, but he's not there right now.
I didn't know if that was for him to talk or if he could still hear us.
Jack, you can hear us, can you? No, I don't think.
I know he can't read. He can't see well enough to see. Jack, can you hear us? If you can, wave.
I'm sure he's not hearing us.
No, he's not hearing us. Okay.
All
right. Well, I'm going to go around Robin, see if anybody has anything else. But first, let me just run over the calendar, see if I'm missing anything. March 27th, plant the trees at Swatara Watershed Park. April 17th, United Way Day of Caring projects at Swatara Watershed Park and Bordner Cabin. May 15th. That's what I didn't mention before. RSVP, Retired Senior Volunteer Program, is hosting a food truck. I can get some food trucks there at the Lebanon Valley Mall. And they're going to be recognizing volunteers that help with all kinds of projects, but we get recognized as well. So if anybody can stop out and, check it out, I'll give you that date. I'll get you times and things as it gets closer. And then our sip and stroll, we're going to try and set up for September. And if that doesn't work, based on the Chamber of Commerce and the Visitors Bureau, then we'll shoot for August. I'll see which works best, but our goal is September if possible. Now, I think I got through the entire menu and we are down to 10 minutes. So let me go around Robin. Jack can't talk. So Bethany, do you have anything else to add?
I don't think so.
Okay, Fred, anything else?
Very early on in the meeting, you said about taking a vote and waiting for a quorum. I forget what it was that you said about taking the vote for, but I would I don't think we really have a quorum here since Jack can't hear us.
Jack can't talk, no.
I would make a motion that we have a a vote on what is this topic you wanted to have a vote on?
Let me go back here. Oh, to officially hire, we have a vote, we do a vote of affirmation to officially hire the accountant with a $450 bid to do our 990 and it's a nonprofit organization filing and our financial statements.
Well, then I would make a motion that we have an internet vote, online, and that way we'll get a quorum of
Yeah.
people being able to vote. I would make a motion that we approve that company to do the auditing.
Okay.
Instead of having a vote here at this meeting, have it online and let
Well, we did do that.
Yeah.
I just like to do a vote of affirmation so it gets into the minutes. Does that make sense? In other words, if we vote online and it's not recorded in the minutes, then it's like somebody could question, did we vote on it? So that's why I like to get it in the minutes. So it's a nice historical document for our accountants, all that sort of thing. And if we get an audit from the IRS or something. So we'll just do it when we do have a quorum. Same with the minutes and the treasurer's reports. They don't have to be done every month, but as tradition, we normally do. So when we get a quorum, we will do the votes of affirmation. How's that?
Okay, well, then I'll withdraw that motion.
Okay, all right. John, did you have anything else to add?
Not really. I'd like to, in March, I'd like to run up to the Watershed Park area and just kind of see the lay of the land so I can get a better vision of that. And I might be asking Bethany to call me this afternoon. If she lives nearby there, I mean, maybe we could just, she can show me around a little bit there. And
Sure.
I might want to bring along one of the Long family members. He's a manager of the pro bass at the fish and water equipment like boats and canoes and things like that. And they do a lot of canoeing and kayaking along the Swati. But I think he'd be interested in learning more about your organization, since you did mention the pro bass there as donating kayaks. So
they donated one kayak, and then usually they donate cases of water when we do our sojourn.
Right. Well, the other thing is he mentioned that he would go to his next meeting and bring attention to your group, because what they do is when people check out at the cashier there, they have an opportunity to donate money to, and I guess it changes from month to month or season to season. And so I'm waiting to hear back from him. But I guess the last check they wrote to somebody, Boy Scouts or somebody, was for $10,000.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, we should tap that resource if we can. And I'll get back to Bethany or you in regards to how that would work.
Fantastic. And you made me think too, I forgot to put down one of the donations that are coming is $91 in some sense from the Dairy Township Recycling Fund. We get a little cut out of that from the, it's Janice Black runs the greater nonprofit. I can't remember the name. They change names. It gets confusing. But anyhow, we're on their agenda, and sometimes we get a little check from that. It all adds up so we can pay the bills, rent the toilets and pay the insurance and just electric bills and all those kinds of things. It really helps. And
gas for the mowers.
I guess,
gas for the mowers.
Yeah, you got it.
And it's got to be ethanol free, because that regular gas is just really rough on equipment. I don't know if you guys are using ethanol free, but I
don't know what we're using.
Yeah.
I've left it up to the mowers. I didn't micromanage it because they were doing a really good job.
Yeah, but, well, that could be a part of your training session there.
There you go. Well, I can just say thank you so much. And John, if you have any indication you'd like to be a part of our group, membership is $20 a year, $200, and if you have a lifetime membership. And once you're a member, if you're interested in,
your mask off.
He finally can hear, and we're done. Aw, poor Jack.
Joellen, I am sorry. I went I got two things going. Bob had this going and Jack had this going. So I was trying to do two things at once. I thought I had him in.
Okay, that's all right. But at any rate, Jack, welcome. You got here just in time so we could say goodbye.
Goodbye.
But we saw you the whole time.
Okay.
I'm
And
sorry.
anyhow,
Notice the
John,
shirt?
No, he didn't.
yes, I see it's a Bordner cabin shirt.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you could see that low. Yeah.
And John, again, if you're interested in membership or if you'd even like to be on the board, please do let us know. We always have an opening. And I have one question if nobody else does. Is my stuff backwards, my sign, my mascot sign, or can you read that?
No.
See, what I see is backwards, but you see it right?
Right.
Right.
Okay, that's great. I wondered because I'm going to be going into a county meeting and I set this up I did a program for the
You don't need to put that
the
on. I'm not
students
gonna
at
do any judgment.
Millersville this past week. And I did a program, what was the other one? I did two programs. And like I said, the third one just didn't work out. Somehow I got wrong information, wrong links, wrong dates. And I never got I don't know that I ever got the correct link, but it happens. I mean, I mess up sometimes and other people mess up. So whatever happens, I'll take the blame. I'm used to that. But I'm
Joellen,
just
how would I
looking
get a
forward to
mask
it.
up? How would I get a mask up sign, or are those just for businesses?
That was part of our mascot campaign, which ended December 31st.
Okay,
I can get you a cardboard if you want a cardboard for the window, but I don't think there's any more outdoor ones left.
that's okay. We'll figure out something else then.
Okay, all right, all right.
Thank you.
I've got to leave, everybody. So thank you
Yeah.
for letting me be a part of your meeting
We're
today.
down to
Say
our
bye.
last 2 minutes anyhow, so I'll just say thank you everyone for joining us. And I wish you all a great day and we'll follow up with all this information.
Nice to meet you, John.
Thank you. You
John,
too.
I will be in touch with you, John, then this afternoon, probably at some point.
Okay, great.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks again.
Have a
Bye-bye.
great day.
All right.
Bye.
Oh, bye.